Hi there, this is Sifu Slim, and I am in Canada, and I'm very happy to be here with some people who know a lot about balance in their lives. Yoga means union, and that's part of Ayurveda, which is very ancient, and there's nothing wrong with looking back for answers for wellness in mind, body, and spirit, and karma, and that's why I'm here today. Perhaps the people with me can introduce themselves and share what they do.
My name is Ghanshyam. Full name you can call Ghanshyam Singh Birla. We have this center for last 48 years. And my purpose of own life is to bring balance in me. And as a result, once I came in contact with the study of hand and astrology, it brought me more in contact with my inner being. Inner being constitute of 5 elements. These 5 elements relate to our different organs of the body, as well as 5 sense organs of perception, 5 sense organs of action, 5 qualities of 5 elements. So it constitutes us complete, let us say complete, but partially complete psychology, physiology of our makeup. So when we study hand, we study not the lines to tell people what's happening. We study the hand, how their balance is there in their life. And although there are so many techniques of yoga and so many ways yoga suggests us different disciplines, but most important of all, I find our breath. Breath is one of the most important and essential substance which gives us life. We can live without food, we can live without drink for a few days, few months, but we cannot live without breath. Breath is one thing which we cannot go without taking more than 3 minutes, we are finished. So I found a very strong connection between hand, lines, elements, and breathing. And this is what our journey began. For example, we have a friend here, client, come from Paris. I gave her a few techniques. You can ask her, did she try? And last 15 days you are here, did you try? You benefit anything?
Moi, je me sens beaucoup mieux.
She feels a lot better.
C'est que tous les exercices de respiration, la méditation, c'est vrai que je repars vraiment ressourcée.
All the breathing work and the balance work, she feels renewed here.
Je suis vraiment venue pour recharger mes batteries et c'est vrai que là c'est parfait. En 10 jours, non, je l'ai appliqué chez moi hein, forcément, mais c'est bien ancré. Ouais.
All of her batteries are recharged within 10 days. And would you introduce yourself?
Yes, bonjour, I'm Guylaine Vallée. I work with Ghanshyam for over 34 years, trying to do balance and balance on our body, mind, and soul. And that's what I love of palmistry and astrology, again, Vedic. So your heart line represents your soul, your head, how you think, and your lifeline represents how you live and not how long we're going to live. Because we saw so many change. So Ghanshyam invented the Birla method, who is to live in balance, like the famous Tai Chi. So we may make our yin and yang in perfect harmony. So we take the time to recharge, but also we keep that intensity, that passion. So I just love it. So when we see hand, we're able to see the character, how they use their energy. That's very important. And Fabienne is a good example again.
So now for the word of the day, which is balance in the education of young people, specifically athletes. So I wrote a book in 2014, which is called The Aging Athlete. And I had the good fortune to interview 1,400 retired people from Broadway dancing, I'm calling athletes, general contractors, sports people from high school, college, and professional, former military, former world-class hikers, all of these people. And what I found is out of this group of people, once they leave their activity, whether they're 20 years old, like a Russian gymnast in the 70s, they were already retired, or if they were a person like a general contractor working until they were 65, what happens to their physicality after they leave? And what I found is less than 10% continue on with regular physical activity. And that was shocking to me. And I said, well, we need to talk to the people who are training these young athletes about longevity, about wellness, about taking care of themselves. So what I thought is, if you're just being told you're an 8-year-old child, you're a 12-year-old child, if you're just being told, do this hard, do this better, do this faster, jump higher, run farther, all the time you're being trained to be excessive all the time. And so I think this is a big problem, where is if you teach a young person, Ghanshyam's grandson, for example, if you teach Ghanshyam's grandson how to learn their daily practice, and from their daily practice they can talk to grandfather, and grandfather can give them more, and just in the right recipe, try this time, did you ever think about this time, so that the young person's making decisions from a point of balance, not from a point of excess all the time. So maybe Ghanshyam, could you comment on that?
You are right. In fact, you are very intuitive, because my grandchildren were just here a few weeks ago. Guylaine interviewed them, and Guylaine asked very crystal clear, so Kishan, you do yoga. What yoga you do? Says, I do lotus. And Guylaine asked, how do you feel the effect of it? And hardly, he is 8 years old, and his younger brother is 6 years old. They both do yoga, and they both perform perfect lotus. And they said, what did he say, Guylaine?
He said, well, when I'm angry, I do yoga because it calms me down.
Coming from a 8 years and 6 years old child. And the secret lies not just being physically vigorous in a controlled, dynamic, peaceful, balanced way, but as we do these exercises in a disciplined way, as per instruction of a good instructor, they control their prana without knowing it. Prana is one of the primal force which gives life to this universe. Macrocosmically, microcosmically, it gives energy. And I'm sure the book you are referring to must be definitely the essence of all what really yoga has to offer in a balanced living. So I hope and pray that your book achieved much success reaching out to the world. And as you have interviewed so many hundreds of people, I am sure this will be very eye-opener. For us, why we read, and because we have to ask people to balance their energy. Why they balance their energy? Because they have a desired goal, either due to their own karma, or due to the parents' goodwill, or due to their environment. My grandchildren told me that at school nursery, they are teaching yoga. So yoga is becoming more popular, more than we think.
Even in prisons, they're doing yoga to help people in all parts of their life.
Beautiful. So I am very happy that your book coming out, and I'm sure it is in English, I hope.
That's the original, but I'm hoping it goes to many countries.
Okay, we'll translate.
Yeah, we would like to have a copy of that too.
Yes.
One day you can mail us, please.
Yes.
Or we buy it. That is what is important, that we have all the people, all these people behind us. I have over hundreds of thousands of people in last 48 years. Me and my team has taken their handprint, has given them the idea of yoga meditation to change their destiny, to recognize the change in their hands, and especially children. There are some children parents bring and we teach them, do this, peaceful way, calmly, and then when they come back 6 months later, they say, my child is behaving better. My child has a better memory. My child really listened to me. He recognized that I have an important role as a parent. I recognize that it is really all over the world it should go. We have a client who wrote a book about yoga for children. I think you should be in touch with her.
Yes, I would love
And
to.
she certainly, and Guylaine can give you the reference. Maybe at the same time we can help. Mutually we help each other because we are at a breaking point in our present history. The evil is taking charge in a way to be extinguished forever. And goodness is coming in the world of today to allow. We have the massage therapist here. This gentleman, you want to come? He's our dedicated massage therapist. Because he is here, so we have other many massage therapists. So Rami, you find that when you suggest people during the massage and you inspire them to do yoga, what is their result?
It's a good result because people want to learn. People want to see, to be in better shape. Can we give you just a little tip, just a little simple way? Breathing. Breathing, it's magic. Ghanshyam talk about pranayama and all that technique of the pran, the breath. Many people don't know how to breathe. It's always breathe in your stomach, and people need to be in the lung, and people have so much difficulty with that.
We talked about their practice today. Now, a massage therapist can make them feel good. Who wants to have a practice where they feel bad every day? So if you've got good digestion and good nutrition and a good activity you can do during the day that you feel positive about, you can go for a massage and feel really good. And then your practice, imagine everything working in your practice. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%. It's a kind of magic. It's so simple. You don't need to pay for that. Just need to be more conscious. More you're conscious at the moment present. You can levitate almost. You can do so many great things.
Is it possible, Ghanshyam, that the military history that we know about is training us for this high performance, high activity, high intensity, always following the senior person who wants to win, instead of working about cooperating with each other, finding balance and helping each other? Is the military reason, the reason why we do the athletics the way we do?
I have a very important message here to share with you. My father was a civilian military officer. He wanted me to be military officer. My grandfather, on the other hand, was a yoga adept. He was doing mantra, yoga, meditation, palmistry, astrology. And for a couple of years, maybe 4 years, until I did graduation, I did my university, I was in a semi-military training. But the technique and the parade and the strong aggression, which brought me realize that I'm becoming more intense. I'm becoming more passionate to win. I'm becoming more determined to prove myself I'm a commander-in-chief. But when I came in contact deeper and deeper with palmistry, astrology, necessity to change, attitude.
What age were you?
17, 18. I did my high school at the age of 15. From 15 to 18 until I did my graduation, I was very much drawn with the conflict between the two military or personal self-empowerment technique. I had these contradictions. I realized that all those exercises in military, if I go, I will be thinking of bullets, machine gun, how to use it, develop the power of defense, and be able to look for enemies. But when you study yoga, you realize that you are your own enemy, because yoga teaches you to be your own best friend or be your own worst enemy. And most of us, circumstances, unfortunately, as the transitory world we are, most of us are our own enemy. We are driven by all these negative